Okay, guys, welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, good night, everyone. I'm saying this because we are all over the world, so I don't know who is where and what they are doing, but where I am now, for me, the time is 6 minutes past 10 in the evening. South Africa, I know it's 6 minutes past 8. So I'm already living into your future. I'm 2 hours into your future. Those who are elsewhere, somebody said they were going to India. I think India, they are 1 hour ahead of me. So now the time in India is 6 minutes past 11 p.m. So this is good to know what is happening around the world. Guys, welcome to this session, preparation for the upcoming Saudi interviews, but not only for the Saudi interviews. I think when we go through the presentation, you will see that this is actually suitable
Oh,
for a lot of other, you
right.
know, overseas interviews.
Yeah, no.
I think Mr. Melusi can okay. So, guys, I will start sharing now. Let's roll. Where's my presentation? I will share my presentation here. And this is what I'm gonna do. I will start from the very first slide. I'll just minimize this. Welcome everyone. As you know, promised tonight, we're doing the Saudi interview preparation. And as I say, this, a lot of you will actually, I believe, will find it suitable, not only for Saudi interview, but for a whole lot of other overseas, even local interview preparation. So let's roll. And this, after the session, I will share it in the WhatsApp groups. Over and above that, I will upload it, the recording onto our platforms, YouTube, LinkedIn, even Facebook, you know, hoping that this will assist a whole lot of other people out there. And what I'm going to ask is, I see that many of you are quite common in our presentations. And I would love for you guys also not only to watch and listen for you to better yourselves only, but maybe in the near future, you might think of joining KaribaWorld and say, I want to take part. I want to also add value into other people's life. So you take this as a learning for you to teach others in the near future. Because currently, even myself, I'm a bit overloaded. I need support. I need assistance. And if people are willing to learn and they want to take it further in life, you'll never know. Today, you are a doctor, you are an IT specialist, you are an engineer, you are an accountant. Tomorrow, you end up being a trainer because it's a small world. Let's roll. This is where I'm going to start. In terms of the interview overview, I mean the presentation overview, you see, I'm already thinking interviews. I wish I could go and represent all of you guys for the interviews, but unfortunately, they will say, who is this beautiful guy coming so many times? But yes, we'll start with the introduction. Next will be, you know, uh, one, attending the interview in preparation, researching the company or your potential employer, looking into their background, getting to know them, understanding cultural differences, work visa and relocation processes, international competencies, confidence and reducing anxiety for the interview, Saudi business etiquette, tailoring your CV and cover letter, which we have done to most of your CVs, guys. Common interview questions. Most of you might be even more interested in this section, but I would love for you to just, focus on each and every section of this presentation because it might just groom you in a whole lot of other areas. Uh, Vision board. I just included, this vision board thing because a lot of people, they are not aware of what a vision board is. And when we get to it, I hope most of you will learn so much from it and start using a vision board because what a vision board does, it streamlines you to say what is the shortest distance or the shortest time to get from where I am to where I want to be. I want to take the shortest time with minimum incidents or mistakes. This is what the vision board does. And obviously open floor questions afterwards. I think what I'm going to do, maybe because every time also I'm trying to better myself, I think I'm going to go through each and every slide and also reading through, because this way, I think maybe it works much better than other methods I've tried, because most of this presentation is theoretical. I will go in much deeper detail here and there, but basically, I think as we read through, you guys will have a clear understanding of what this is all about. In terms of the introduction, I just said, passing a job interview in Saudi Arabia or anywhere else, whether you're local in your local country or anywhere overseas, on your first attempt requires thorough preparation, cultural awareness, and strong communication skills. For me, this being in Saudi, I think this is what I think I have noticed through the years has a greater impact. Cultural awareness, strong communication skills, and obviously thorough preparation. Research the company. I made this as one of my headings to say you need to understand the company's mission, values, and operations. Why? Because employers appreciate candidates who show awareness of their global operations and industry trends. So basically, go find out more about starting with the vision, mission, values. That's the core values of every company. Because when you get to the interview, you need to be aware of this. They may not ask you a question about this, but sometimes you have to be proactive. Maybe they say, ask, now is the time for you. You want to know anything about us? You say, this is what I know about the company, and these are the reasons why I would love to join you guys. So that plays a very critical role, because now you'll see their faces starting to brighten up and say, this person knows a lot about us. Research the company's international presence and recent news. Like now we have the Saudi interviews coming. You know which company or companies are looking to hire people from your area or your region. Start doing some research, background research about the company and all of that. Check out the news. Now we are in the digital age. Information is at your fingertips. You just go your phone, you start scrolling through your phone, information is all around you. And yes, obviously, stay updated on industry trends. In this case, specifically Saudi, the interviews that are coming is oil and gas. But Saudi is not only about oil and gas. We have a lot of mining activities, a lot. In fact, currently, in terms of mining, this is what I think. I stand to be corrected, but I think it's even bigger than South Africa. The mining activity in South Africa has slowed down. Saudi has really picked up, and they still have a lot of minerals to extract from underneath the soil. So I see it growing. Cultural differences. And guys, I'm just going to go through the presentation. For some of you, I might be a bit fast, some of you a bit slow. I would prefer I finish the presentation and then you guys can ask questions about any slide. You need more information, even after the presentation, tomorrow, day after tomorrow, when I share the information, I'm still available for further questions. whether it's a one-on-one or whatever it may be, because I'm just trying to squeeze everyone, as some of you are coming from work, others from school, so I don't want to take too much time. It's still midweek. In terms of cultural differences, we say every country has its own workplace culture and communication style. And this is what you need to also research and say, let me look at Saudi interviews that are coming. What type of or kind of workplace culture and the communication style do they employ? Understanding the cultural expectations helps avoid misunderstandings and demonstrates respect for the company's work environment. I will maybe just give you an example here. You know, let's say you are a lady, you're going for a Saudi interview. I'm just giving you an example. Things that you need to be aware of is, as a lady, I will not even talk about for now the dress code. I'm just talking, just clear communication where you get to an interview, maybe it's a lot of men. You don't greet, you should not greet any of the men. It's advisable. Don't greet any of the men, handshake. No, the the culture does not allow men to shake hands with women or vice versa. But yes, you can shake hands with other ladies who are present at the interview. At the men, all you do, you just, just a slow bow down. You acknowledge that, okay, I'm greeting you, but you don't touch their hands. It's not in their culture. Research common business etiquette, such as, as I just said, the formal greetings, the body language, and now the dress code. We're going to get to the dress code even later, but in general, especially for women, you want to make sure that you have your body, your full body covered. Don't show cleavage going there. You show the cleavage, I can tell you, you are not going to get that job. No matter how good you are, how excellent you are. Yeah, the rest, no problem, but just make sure, you don't have to be formal. You can be just smart casual, but just make sure you are covered. Just like, especially, African people in the olden days, how used to dress, you know, full body, closed up, even maybe something on your head. You don't have to, but if you want to, it's better. Cover your head. It shows that you are a woman, you submit to your husband. Basically, this is what it means. And these things, there's no like somewhere on a questionnaire where it says a point system to say this one was wearing a hat, she will get extra 5 points. No, it's just it's there, but it's not written anywhere. Look at Saudi. Saudi, they are working according to the monarchy, which is absolute ruler without parliamentary or judicial control. I will explain later why these are important. We don't have in Saudi parliaments where you have a president and this. So why? Maybe let me just briefly touch on it. It might come maybe during a discussion, the interview or whatever, because sometimes discussions get to become general. So you need to be aware that, uh, you know, your language, the discussion, nothing goes around, saying this country with a president doing this one with a king doing this. Rather stay away from it. Or if you are to talk about it, it can only be, I prefer the monarchy style. Why? Because there is order, crime is less, corruption is less, things are moving forward. If you don't have anything good to say about it, don't say anything. Religion, obviously, you need to say, okay, I know Saudi mostly is Islam, and it's good sometimes just high level, just to say, what is Islam? What is a Muslim? How is Islam different to Christianity? How is Islam different to this? Sometimes it helps just to know, just high level. You don't, it's not about you believing, it's just to know. Because now you want to enter into their space, it's good to know a little bit about them. So you get to understand them better, you know. And we touched already in terms of the dress code. Work visa and relocation processes, you need to be aware of visa requirements and work authorization processes for the country. Because now you start applying for a job in Saudi. When you start applying for a job in Saudi, some people I've seen, I started this WhatsApp groups, for jobs, sharing jobs, and people sometimes they impatient, they this, they that. Why? Because you need to understand when you are in your home country, you don't have to worry about the visa. When you submit apply for a job, you expect to get the response within a week, 2 weeks, within a month. But once you go overseas, it's outside your jurisdiction, outside your space. There's so much happening because there's a very big world out there. There's a very big world out there. It's not just your CV that is getting there. It's thousands and thousands of CVs applying in the same pot that you are applying for. So sometimes it might even take 2 to 3 months for a company to get back to you. Sometimes it takes 2 weeks, others it takes 2 days. So it can vary. But even once they have an interview with you, then they say, okay, we're gonna make you the job offer. You need to understand now there's another process. It's project number 2 that will kick in. During that process, in terms of the visa requirements, you need to know, A, where do I start? The steps I need to take and the end point. And once you finish, I will get to that. Once you finish all those steps, there's still another waiting period of verifications and this and that. You need to go for criminal checks. You need to go for medicals. You need to go. There is a whole lot of process. Some people, I think they will even give up. I've had guys, for me coming to Saudi, it took 3 months, full 3 months, this whole process. I had an offer, but 3 months, the next 3 months, I was still busy with all these things before they could say, okay, now, uh, Kariba, here's an air ticket. 2 weeks from now, you must fly. That's how it was. Other guys who are working with us, they joined us 2 weeks ago. For them, the one guy, he said, it took me 6 months. One guy came from BP. He came from BP. He said it took him 9 months. He's originally a Zimbabwean guy working for BP in South Africa, I think in Gqeberha, Port Elizabeth. He said another 9 months waiting. I said, wow. He said, yes, but now I'm here because I was patient. So yeah, obviously, you may be asked about willingness to relocate and how soon you can start. This one, they just ask. It's just, yeah, oh, it's drawing. I don't know what's happening. Anyway, sorry, something is happening here. I don't know. Let's roll. Yes, so they can ask you these questions. These are general questions that they may ask. But I mean, obviously, for you applying for a job overseas, you do want to relocate, but it might come to the next, which is in the later slides, where they may say, are you going to relocate with your family? Or are you, are you married? How many dependents are you going to relocate with your family and so on? And when they ask how soon you can start, whether you say 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, it's just for them to have an idea. They know their process is minimum. You will not be moving to Saudi within 3 months because it's quite a big shift. You coming from whichever country you are coming from to a whole new country with a diverse this thing, people from all diverse backgrounds, and some Even the job itself might be something completely new. When I came to Saudi, I was not working in oil and gas. I was purely a mining guy. So moving here, they knew that, this guy is going to come here, but we know that maybe a month or so, he will catch up. That's why when you come to Saudi, they will put you on a 3 months probation. During the 3 months probation, they want to make sure that you are comfortable. They think you are fit to work here, so that even you, if you say, no, I think I'm not happy, I want to go back home, you can just pack and go. There's no contract that ties you to them. But if you say, no, I'm good, then you continue. Passport, make sure you have a passport valid for at least six months from the travel date. My advice is make sure your passport, if you do get the offer, make sure you have a brand new passport. You start it from scratch, so it's valid for another 10 years or whatever. So you don't get the inconveniences. Sponsorship by a Saudi company or organization. Most of us, when we come to Saudi, we are not directly to the mother company. It's usually all this, they call them vendors. It's your sponsor. They arrange the visa for you. You don't have to worry about anything. They arrange all the visa. Even, they will guide you. There's a questionnaire or checklist that they take you through, and then you just need to tick everything. Okay, I'm done with the medicals. These are the medicals you submit. They approve, they tick. You go to the next step, you attest your qualifications, tick. So there's a checklist. That's why for me it was a whole 3 months. Qualifications, proof of our qualifications must be attested. These are things that even now when you go for the interview, if you are to go for the interview, I'll say start preparing. Get your qualifications attested. Just keep them with you. In case they ask, it's already done because you want to reduce that process after being made an offer, or even just during the interview, say, this is where I am, these are my qualifications already attested. So they're talking to someone who's genuine. And as I said, medicals, they will inform you whichever area, if you're in Johannesburg, they will tell you which locations to go to, institutions, and which doctors to use for medicals. And they will give you all the tests that you need to do and check. But this is what I'm going to say upfront. For someone who will say, okay, I have a sugar problem, or I have high blood problem, or whatever it may be, they it's not that they're gonna say, no, we cannot have you in Saudi. No, because all they will say is go to your doctor. Your doctor must just write whatever letter to say you are on chronic medication and this is the medication you are taking to control this condition. That's all. Because even here, a lot of people, they have sugar, they have high blood, they have this and whatever. It's not a problem. International competency, I thought I should just also add this slide, why it might help those of you who are obviously in whichever job you are. You can say, let me start from now, getting my international competency out there. Somebody's talking. Okay. International competency, employers, they value adaptability, cross-cultural communication skills, and a global mindset. I think I also mentioned this in our CV review training, that, it doesn't mean that if you have only worked in your home country, I will always make reference to South Africa because I'm from South Africa. You can be in South Africa, but maybe number one, you have international certifications, be it quality, being whatever certifications, project management, whatever it may be. That's what will also give you a boost. Number two, even in your workplace, you might be maybe someone as an engineer, they are working with the engineering standards. Sometimes you're working not only with engineering standards like South Africa, mostly the British and South African, whatever standards. at times, because your client is from the United States, then you are also conversant with, standards from other countries that are renowned. That also gives you a boost. Highlight past experiences working in diverse teams or with international clients. This is what I just mentioned. You may be in South Africa, you are working with clients from Namibia, with clients from China, then already you get that, international exposure in terms of working across cultures. It gives you a boost. I will go through this one by one. Collaboration. They want to see if in the past or currently, how collaborative you are, working effectively with other people. This might be, it doesn't have to be cross-culture. It can be in your current workplace where you are. They want to see this in your resume. And I've done my level best in all your CVs to highlight this because it plays a crucial role. And whilst I'm still on this one, because I just remembered now, where at times a person will have their CV showing too many job changes. But actually, when you start study the person's resume or the CV, you find that it's not like they were resigning and leaving and resigning. No, they were just being either promotion or moving to another department, but within the same organization. So how we show this in your CV, it's very important, because if you leave it like as if you were resigning, leaving, moving to another place, whatever, then already the ATS scoring fails you. Number two, the potential employer looks at this and they say, no, this person has got a problem, is not stable. We cannot hire this person. Remember, as I say, even just the process of taking you through all of this, bringing you to Saudi, for example, there's so much involved. It's strenuous, time-wise. They also spend a lot of funding to send you for their medicals. The visa, you don't pay, they cover everything. And like someone, my other friend coming from BP, saying 9 months, I'm busy with this whole process. Then they bring him here. Then after 1 month, he has to go. How much time the company invested in you? 9 months preparing you to come to Saudi. So they want to really make sure that, you can work across cultures. It's even better. And how you collaborate with others. Education-wise, as I said, globally recognized certifications, even better. As a boost. These are like additional qualifications. For example, as I stated, your PMP, which is your project management professional, PMP, because it's from the Project Management Institute. It's a global a certification, is recognized globally. Those give you even, they affirm you to say, this guy is genuine. Guys, what I'm gonna do now, I'm just gonna stop sharing and then again upload. I don't know why this red stuff is coming here. We are still under international competency. I just wanna bring the slide again. I don't know what was happening there. Yes, now it looks clean again. I don't know what ghost from the past came there. We are still, you guys can still see my presentation. I put a lot of work, by the way, into this. I put a lot of work for you guys because I care about you, and Kariba World is all about caring for the next person. Now, in terms of innovation, they want to see that you are someone who generates new ideas and approaches in your workplace. You don't just follow. And this is the reason why when I revamp your CV, when we go to the key competencies in your resume, I always emphasize we want to see the achievements or what you accomplished. You need to stand out from the crowd. You must not just be going, I'm responsible for A, B, C. No, as I was saying in the CV review training, never
X na
just
pero
say
bolela shame.
someone is, let's mute those people. Okay, now what I was saying is when you just say I'm responsible for A, B, C, basically you are saying I'm just doing what everyone else can do. Remember, for a company overseas to come to Cape Town or to go to Cape Town for on a recruitment drive, and they left their own locals, it means they want someone special, because locally they can always find anyone who can do anything. But now they paid a lot of money and resources into these other giants to say, you fly to Cape Town first class, stay in the top-notch hotel, we will pay for everything. You are going there to hunt for the best candidates. So they cannot get there. They want to hunt for the best. And then in your CV, you're saying, I'm responsible for ABC. No, it's useless. They will say this is useless. We can find these ones locally, and locally we don't have to pay to spend this much money on a recruitment drive. So you have to stand out. Global citizenship, engaging with global issues and diverse cultures. This goes back to when I was saying this cross-cultural communication, cross-cultural mindset. And I'm sorry to say this, but I have noticed, I will always talk about South Africa, as I say, because I'm South African. I have noticed, especially with our people in South Africa, most of our people who don't travel the world, they end up only thinking everything is about them. And I want to tell everyone in my home country, there's a big world out there. There's a massive world out there, and things are done differently. And people know that we don't know everything and we must learn. And not only that, but people out here, they know that, you know what? You don't just start doing something today and tomorrow you become rich. Or you don't just start doing something today and then tomorrow you have all the rights. No, everything goes step by step, and not everything is about money, not everything is about kingship, not there's hard work, innovativeness, most importantly, there's patience and respect. And things out here are done differently. A lot of, I'm going to say, a lot of other South Africans, they came to Saudi, they're working in Saudi. And then when they're working here, the one thing they lacked was patience. And the one thing they lacked was to say, now we are in this space where we have other people from other traditions, other cultures, and it doesn't mean that me coming from South Africa with the level of education I have received, as smart as I am, and then you expect everyone around you to be smart like you. No, it doesn't work like this. You have to slow down. You need to go down. Those around you, teach them with respect and bring them up to your level. And that's how you gain respect. But a lot of our people, they were impatient. They say, no, I can't work with these people. They are not doing this. They are not doing that. What? Then they pack and go. Who is losing at the end of the day? You are the one who is losing. Those people, they are still here working for their families. You are gone. So, problem solving. Analyze issues and develop solutions. This is what we want to see, not only in your CV, but even in the interview. When I come to the common questions, this might also, you might see how it will come. this, because we want to see it from your CV first, that you are a problem solver. And also at the interview, a question might come where you see now if you can demonstrate this problem solving skill that you have. Because if you are not a problem solver, I will talk about Saudi now. In Saudi, there's too many problems with the projects. Plenty, plenty, I'm telling you, plenty problems. And if you cannot solve those problems, then they will tell you straight, we don't need you. You need to think outside the box. You need to be innovative, and you need to be able to work with other cultures and teach them, work together effectively. Digital literacy, very important. We know everywhere they want to know, even just, computer-wise, which programs can you use, the basic Excel, MS Office, whatever, the basic stuff, at least start from there. But now, obviously, moving to, if you are an IT person, obviously a lot more will engage. Even engineering or other disciplines, there's other, programs that you need to be familiar with, as a base. Communication, effectively convey information and ideas. And I will say this. Here also I'm going to mention my wife here. I'm going to mention my wife. I might sleep on the couch tonight, but I have to say this. My wife is very intelligent. I'm going to say this. She's very intelligent. So there are times, even now, I'm teaching like this. After the meeting, she will say, why do you sometimes you keep repeating yourself? You keep repeating yourself. And then I say, but my wife, you are very intelligent, more intelligent than me, very intelligent, way more than myself. But the one thing you need to know, when I teach, every time I will tell her something once, she will grab it and start entertaining it. I say, but other people out there, they are not lucky like you. If I say something once, they might miss it. Or I will say it once, they might get it. However, they might not understand it. So I need to repeat. That's what a teacher does. You have to repeat to make sure the message really sits into the person's brain. So here in Saudi, exactly the same thing. Why? We have South Africans, we have Zimbabweans, we have Nigerians, we have Ghanaians, we have people from India, we have Pakistanis, we have people from all over Asia, we have Americans, we have British, we have people from Russia, from Egypt. So there is no way all of us, with the intelligence that God gave us, and the standard of education where we come from, our home countries, and the different traditions, cultures, languages, there is no way that anyone from whichever tradition or culture can say something and every one of us understands it the first time. No, especially that we are communication in English, and most of us, English is not our mother tongue. So this is where now, not only when you communicate, you have to repeat, but you have to slow down. And when you speak, you have to face the people, make sure everyone is looking into your face. They must see your hand movement. They must see your facial expression, your eyes, even your nose and your lips. They need to see all of these things so that they get to understand you better. Because if you are just talking, they don't see your face. They might miss the point. So this is what happens when you come to Saudi, especially if you are in a project environment. Saudi, too many projects, and you have to work with all these people. Be it in a progress meeting where when you present, you must look at all of them. Look at all of them, slow down, and sometimes you ask them, do you understand? The other ones, they will say yes. And then you say, okay, go and do this. And then you come back 3 hours later, nothing is done. Then you said, oh, why did you not do this? They say, yes, sir, we did this. You say, but I told you to do A, B, C. They show you something else. Then you can see there's a problem here. We must go back 10 steps and start afresh. This is where the communication plays a huge role. Confidence and reducing anxiety. This is prior to you going for the interview. For me, it's all about being prepared. Take time to prepare. The more prepared you are, the more confident you'll feel during the interview. Practicing common questions will help you refine your responses. And I would like you guys to take this presentation that I'm doing now, even after I'm going to share it with all of you. Just go through it. It will not only help you with Saudi interview, those who are going there, it will help you with other interviews, other major interviews, whether even local in your home country. This is like part one, just to flex your muscles. Because I don't think a lot of people have, something like this as preparation for interview. Even myself, I never had. It's just me, always I play the confident guy because I've seen it works. Even sometimes I'm not confident, I'm not really sure I know the subject. I might try, do whatever preparations I can do. But once I stand up, I speak up, and it overshadows all that I don't know. Because the people now, they are not really focusing more into the content. They are looking at me and say, this fatty pumpkin coming from Limpopo province, one of the poorest provinces in South Africa, in a village, but he can come and stand up in front of us like this and speak to us like this. We like this guy. Even if I don't really know much about the subject, but they see potential. They say, so this guy, if we take him, he can practice, he can learn. Imagine how far he can get us to, because he is not looking at where he's coming from. He's focusing into the future. We need people like this. So, number one, when you get to the interview, and not just when they say now it's your interview, sit around the table. No. From early morning, when you wake up with your husband, your wife, your children, your whoever, your friends, start smiling from home, smile at the traffic lights going for the interview. Uh, just smile. Even if you decide to go through a drive through McDonald's, you hate that person. That day, smile at that person. You are practicing, you don't care. Even if they shout at you, they just smile. Give them a smile. I'll tell you why. Smile works. Why? When you go to the interview, the first thing they see is you smiling. They say that this person is a good person and we can work with people like him or her. Even me, honestly, for me, I love having good people around me. Sometimes when I feel someone, maybe there's bad blood, eh, I can't take it. But I have learned that I can't do that. Sometimes, God will bring those people around you that they are there to test you. So you have to accept the test from God. But I prefer people who can smile, good people like this, like that. Even me, I'm not perfect. So even me, I'm a test to others, and I'm happy. I'm here to test others because others are here to test me. But you get to the interview, smile. Don't overdo it. Then it becomes, they can see this is fake. No, just smile. And if you're discussing a certain subject or whatever, it's a laughing matter, just laugh. Don't laugh uh, like, someone is, I don't know, you're laughing with your legs up and no, no. You just laugh, okay? They can see, oh, this is a good person. This person, we need people like this. This is someone who can work across different cultures. And already this will score you high marks, even before the interview starts. But they say, we like this person. We need more people like this. So also be aware of your body language, as I said. You know, even start laughing like a female, or even just entering the room, don't look bossy. I know some of us, especially gents, lifting weights, and then you want to walk like Nebuchadnezzar into a boardroom for interviews. They say, "Is this guy walking like he's a king or something?" Already that say, this one we're gonna have a problem with. But finding that you have the best knowledge in your in your subject. But they say, but the way he was walking like King Nebuchadnezzar, like he's going to castrate every one of us here. Why like this? No, we don't need this one. So, or you are a lady, you already entering the room like a model. No, don't walk like a model. They don't like models. They see it differently. Just be yourself, just normal. Be mindful of your tone of voice, how you speak to others. You don't want to be too much commanding. You just want to just be yourself. Don't try and play like me at work. I'm the boss and I make sure things happen. No, they don't want it. No, they don't want the boss. They want the leader. Just be yourself. God gave what He gave you and use it. Don't there's even I'll show you even just one step extra. A lot of guys, they went to this what they call those uh, expensive schools, private schools. Then they teach them, when you go to the interview, you know hold the guy's hand very firm, show that you are strong, you're a man, look at him in the eyes. No, yeah, don't do that. I'm telling you, don't do that. Once you do that, they say, this one he thinks is the boss. It doesn't mean for me, my hand is soft. I'm just, it doesn't mean that I'm weak. No, it just shows that I'm welcoming you into my space with peace. And this is the reason why, when a lot of you are aware, in Islam, as Muslims, they say, Assalamu alaikum, meaning it's a greeting of peace. Like we have this other group, the ZCC, Zion Christian Church in South Africa. They will be saying in their home language, "Khotso ayate." It's exactly the same. That's what it says. The one in Islam, Assalamu alaikum. In ZCC, Khotso ayate, exactly the same. It means you are now in my space. I welcome you in peace. I will not harm you nor hurt you. Basically, that's what it means. So once you start handshake, firm, like I'm lifting 20 kilograms. I was lifting again last night. I have big boobs. No, it doesn't work. No, don't do this. Just be normal and be a good listener. When you are at the interviews, even before the interviews, I think this works in life. And this is one area, even myself, I need to improve. Sometimes I'm not a good listener. I just want to talk, talk, talk. So being at the interview, giving them space and time, allow them to speak their minds, whether you agree or not. When they are done, then you can interject. But don't just be a voice over. No, they will say this one is cheeky, is going to give us problems. And yeah, check the facts. This check the facts, even when you look in the previous slides, when I say do research about the company and all of this, so that if at some point they come, they discuss about their company, whatever, you don't say something that you're not sure about. No, you want to speak something that you're 100% sure about. You read about it. It's better you read about the subject and my network. Yeah, is it okay now? Yeah, it's better you research about a topic or a subject and speak about it, but always tell them, I read this in the paper, this is the paper, and this is what they were saying, so that they know you are not the fabricator of this information. They can say, no, it's actually is not correct. But the good thing is they can see that, oh, you are an information seeker. You're not just sleeping at home. Saudi business etiquette. Some of this information might, overlap, but it's good. We spoke about the dress code. You need to understand the business attire. You guys just go on YouTube. Sometimes you can go and say, Saudi, how do they wear? I can tell you it's just modest. You look, I mentioned the cover, full body cover with women wearing abayas, men wearing thobe. You can see the lady full, no cleavage. They don't want to see this. Don't show cleavage. You see the men, they wear this, but it doesn't mean that they don't wear also jeans and shirts. And it's just we want to have the full body covered. And okay, I will just cut it there. It's straightforward. In terms of respect, use Mr. Doctor. You see me even usually when we start this presentations, I will be calling other people's doctor, whoever, because I'm so used to these things, you know. Uh, and when I got here, especially a lot of people from Asia, they will be calling me, yes, sir, Mr. Sir. And then I said, why? Sometimes I would say to them, please don't call me that because I feel like they put me on a higher level and them on the ground. And I don't want this type of thing. I want myself and everybody else to be on the same level, flat structure. Then I started noticing that, oh, this is actually something that's sort of a tradition here. Mr. Doctor, Sir, they'll be calling you Sir, Sir, Madam, Madam. I'm not used to this. When addressing in interviews, make sure, even if you see the person is young, they look younger than you, call them Sir. It makes a huge difference. It's a sign of respect. You see the lady, Madam. Even if they look 19 years younger than you, Madam. They rather say, no, don't worry, just call me by my name, then you can call them by their name. But firsthand, Mr., Sir, Madam, whatever, when addressing interview. And make sure you sit up straight. Don't be sitting like with your backbone like a snake. No, they say this one is lazy. It's a sign of laziness. When you sit up straight, and you must have the eye contact. But the eye contact must not be the eye contact that is like glazing, like a lion going for a kill. No, just calm down, normal eye contact, move your eyes around, look at people. The only place, if you are let's say you are a man. If you are a man, there's a lot of there's some gentlemen there and maybe some ladies or a lady. As a man, number one is in Islam, as a man, I cannot look at another lady straight into their eyes. If the lady is not my wife, is not my daughter or my relative, close relative, I cannot look at them directly into the eyes. It's not allowed. And some people might say, why is that? And so on. Same with a lady cannot look at another male or a man or a gentleman straight into their eyes. They can just look slightly and hover over, but you cannot straight into the eyes. No, there's respect, disrespect in it, and a whole lot of other things. You can maybe the best example will be imagine I'm looking now at Mr. Langa. Imagine now I visit Mr. Langa's house. When I go to Mr. Langa's house, Langa invited me to his house for dinner. Then we are sitting around the table. When we are sitting around the table, then I start lazing or looking at Mr. Langa's wife straight into the eyes for extended period, even though I'm talking to her. How will Mr. Langa feel? I'm disrespecting Mr. Langa in his own house. So even outside there, I cannot do that. And this is not only about me disrespecting Mr. Lang. It's about me disrespecting the person that I'm looking directly into their eyes. I can only look at my wife like that and my daughters. Even my daughters sometimes they say, "But why are you looking at me so tight like this?" I say, "Because I love you, darling. I love you, my girl." And then we go past it. But I cannot look at anyone else directly into their eyes because it's not allowed. For us, God does not promote this one. He says no. Even if I'm driving alone and then I see there's a lady on the freeway, whatever, she wants a lift. If I am to give that lady a lift, I cannot sit with her in the front seat. She has to go to the back seat. Why? If we sit in the front seat and then I get to the next stop, my wife sees me with another lady in the front seat, what is she going to think? So she needs to be at the back seat because the front seat is for my wife only. Unless if there's a guy, I have to pick up Mr. Malusi, then I can sit with him at the front seat. But if I pick up another lady, I cannot. Or even for that matter, I'm driving down the street. Mr. Malusi says, "Mr. Kariba, say, will you pick up my daughter or my wife or my niece or whoever?" I say, "Okay." I cannot sit with them in the front seat. No, not as a Muslim. I must put them in the back seat. Unless if there's a lot of them pool at the back seat, then yes, I have no choice. They can come to the front seat, but at least there's other people in the car. There's witnesses. I cannot now start saying, "Hey, you look beautiful. I love you," and this. No, I cannot do this. Okay, punctuality. Make sure. Even now here, I just say 10 to 15 minutes early. But I'm telling you, if for me, in this case, if I was the one attending, I will be there 1 hour to 2 hours before. Why? Because this is something new for you to be interviewed by these people coming from Saudi. I want to be there 1 to 2 hours before, drink water, use the restroom, walk around, even smell, share the oxygen in the same space with them. So I calm down my nerves. When I go into the interview room, already I've seen them, I've made eye contact, I already greeted some of them. That's what I will do. Cultural awareness, as I said earlier, understand the hierarchy, teamwork, and respect in Saudi workplaces. Saudi workplaces, uh, even starting when I said we have the monarchy, we have the king, and all of this. But when you get into the workspace, very flat structure, very respectful. This one I can attest to it. Very respectful. Me, from day one I came to Saudi, I want to tell people this, I have never felt being made like, I felt so special. And maybe because, I came here, the time when I came with the team that I came with, I was the only black guy when we arrived in Saudi. And then they ran again a second round of interviews locally in Saudi. But that one, it was just to say which area they're going to send you to. Jazan, Dammam, Riyadh, no, Jeddah, whichever project. But everyone, especially the Saudi men, they looked at me with so much respect. I even felt like maybe, am I sick or what? Why is it looks like everyone is feeling sorry for me or they just respect me or they, but then with time I started to realize that, oh, no, this starts from the religion. It starts from the religion. Now, for me, because I didn't know any better, I was thinking maybe there's something wrong with it. Maybe I'm sick. Maybe what? I don't know. It's like I felt like everyone was feeling sorry for me because the level of respect was just too much. So these are the things you need to understand. And this going back to say the handshake, look at it. Don't tighten. Don't tighten. Eye contact, yes. Do the eye contact, but not too much. Not strenuous because it's a sign of disrespect. It's like the opposite of Western countries. This, a lot of you have brought your CV to us for review? Am I still audible? Okay, yes. So, because a lot of you had CVs that did not have a cover letter, and obviously some of the CVs we had to do like a complete revamp. So I was just drinking some water there. I need some water. Water is life, people. So in the CV, I'm just going to touch on this. I just had to add this because I don't know. Some people might watch this and they have not done the CV review with us and they are not aware of these pointers. But in your CV, let's have the country specific resume formats. And I mentioned this also in the CV review training. You need to understand coming to Middle East, what type of CV format they're looking at. What sort of, highlighted information they want to see. We spoke about photos, nationality, and this initially, even me, I had missed it, but now we include the marital status. They want to know your marital status. And this, you just be honest. If you are single, you are single. If you are married, you are married. At the end of the day, they just want to get you doing the job and deliver. Demonstrate value with measurable achievements. This we have also discussed in the CV review training, those who were not there, and those that I reviewed their CVs, you may see your key responsibilities or your duties. I have upgraded your key responsibilities to some to turn them into measurable achievements. As I said earlier, use quantifiable results. If you say increased sales by 30% within 6 months. This is an example that I'm just sharing with you guys. You can see now this person, increased sales. Maybe this person is into marketing. Increased sales by 30% within this period. Because if you say increase sales by 30%, then you stop here. We can say, oh, you increased by 30% over 10 years. But I know of a lot of people who increase sales by 30% within 1 month. But now we are also showing the time. This says a lot. Someone might say, we increased sales by 30% over 45 years that I was working at the company until I went on retirement. Who cares? And someone might just say, responsible for sales growth. This is too general. If they are to hire you for a job in Saudi, you are saying this, responsible for sales growth, then they can say no, then we can just get a local person. They will also be responsible for this, but the sales might not be going up, might just be draining, going down the drain. So we don't need you. I spoke about customizing contact information, include always international dialing codes in your phone number. Why? If you just put a phone number, you say in South Africa, mobile number 071, what, we have the same in other countries. So what differentiates is the +27, which is the country code. If I'm in Saudi, +966, the country code. Because sometimes you even have 011, whatever, which is Johannesburg landline. In Saudi, in Riyadh, also we have 011. In Dammam, we have 013, what. In South Africa, in Mpumalanga, we use the same. So you have to put the international dialing code +27 or +263 or whatever from your country. Your resume and cover letter must demonstrate attention to detail, adaptability, and a strong interest in the role. This strong interest in the role, normally I stress it in the cover letter, not really in the CV. I stress it more in the cover letter because it allows me. Even the adaptability side of things, depending whoever is reading your resume, from which angle they are coming from, and the attention to detail. Because why? This is what happens when you come to Saudi. Sorry, when you come to Saudi, uh, a lot of the people, English obviously is not the mother tongue. Arabic is the mother tongue. And sometimes if there's someone from Asia, they might be Filipino or whatever, they also have their own home language. So when you bring something, too much reading, long sentences, English, they don't want this. Here, it's all about action, action, not just promises, which is on paper. So they will, number one, either just read your cover letter. They might not even read your CV. If they are to go to your CV, they will only read the introduction, which is the executive summary, and that's it. When they invite you for the interview, that's when you can explain everything. So when you are in an interview, they ask you some detailed information about your CV. You need to now really now, play it out because they never really concentrated on your CV. They don't even know much about your CV. How you lead them will say, okay, so now we can ask questions around this area because this person is leading them in this space. For me, every time how I used to find a job when I was still in South Africa, I had my own strategy and it worked even for Saudi interviews. I will tell you now, this is a big secret. I should be charging you for this one, but it's for free because I care about all of you. This is how I do it. Number one, I always tell a story. Then when I tell a story, but within the story is my CV. Because a story, it doesn't matter whether the person English is their home language or is a second language or a third language or a 50th language. A story is a story. Everyone from every background, they love stories. And this is one of the reasons why you see KaribaWorld with a pot. Because for us in the village, when we're in the village, we used to love sitting around the pot, firewood, cooking, where everyone from wealthy family to the poorest of families, when we're sitting around the pot, we are all the same. We eat from the same pot, and there will be elders telling us stories. So we used to love this because with the stories, there was no racism, there was no gender stuff, there was no money, had no effect with the story. So when I go for CV, I mean for interview, always when they say, tell us about yourself, whoa, it's like my heart and my lungs, they start clapping because I love telling stories. Then I will start telling a story. Talking about my engineering knowledge, that it must be a story, and I maintain that eye contact, and my hands are all over the show, and I'm smiling, and some areas I even laugh, and they will laugh with me. And by that time, they are not really any more interested in my engineering expertise. They just love the story. They say, we want to work with you. We just want to have good people like you. Come, tell us, can we make you an offer? Will you accept? And you find that 20 other people behind me, they are far well experienced than me, but because they don't have a story to tell, they don't get the job. I always take over. So always be prepared. Make sure that your CV is your life story. Tell it as a story. Keywords for applicant tracking system. We know that this ATS system, almost everyone in the world, they are using this ATS system to screen resumes. Like here in Saudi, not all companies, but the standard, they will say usually 50% of CVs, they will run them through the ATS system. Another 50%, they will go hand by hand checking because ATS system is also, this is all stuff, there's nothing more reliable than a human touch, you see. There's someone there with a sound. Can we mute? Yes. And knowing the industry specific job descriptions. I always mention this because this is sometimes what fails some of us to get that job interview invite. There's one thing, guys, I'm going to mention now. I will not take away from LinkedIn. I love about LinkedIn. This one thing. Even if you are a free subscriber, always make sure your CV is on LinkedIn. Why? Because there's a lot of companies that are just scanning LinkedIn profiles. If your CV falls within, maybe they're looking for, I'm just going to say, an English teacher, and your CV has been professionally reviewed, you have it there, you might just get a phone call one day. They say, hey, we saw your CV on LinkedIn. Even for me, this is what happened coming to Saudi. I did not apply. They found my CV on LinkedIn, and it matched what they were looking for. And then I said, okay, Halas, I will attend. And here I am today. Now we're gonna get, I think Mr. Langa, this is what Mr. Langa has been waiting for. Common job interview questions in Saudi. But this is not something new. It's something that most of you, might be familiar with. General interview questions. This now, I'm just talking, we said Saudi. So this is what they normally ask in Saudi interviews. Some of the guys, even me, I'm with a company called Al Falak. They will say, Kariba, we're going to South Africa. I remember, I think this was 2016. What sort of questions you think also we should ask? No, I'm not 2020, it was 2017, because I had already been, upgraded, promoted. They say, okay, Kariba, he knows the job. He's an engineer, and we are going on a hunt for engineers. Maybe me, Kariba, being at the field, there's so much that he knows. He can assist us. We can ask questions. I said, guys, don't be technical, because you go to South Africa. Me, I came from a mining background. I came to Saudi Arabia, oil and gas, and look where I am. It doesn't mean that being oil and gas here, now you are only going to focus on oil and gas employees. No, go to mining. You might even be looking for people for some of your mining activities here. Don't just go to mining only. Go also to oil and gas, because in South Africa, the standard of engineering, what I've noticed, is on another level. Why? There are those areas where we sort of multitask. And when we multitask, even we ourselves, we are not aware at the time that we are multitasking. Me coming to Saudi, it was only when I was here, then started working, I said, I know so much about these other disciplines, this and that, even, quantity survey, costing, you know, uh, engineering planning, working on the softwares. And when I was doing it in South Africa, it was like just normal. But when I came here, it was something massive, something big. When we go to a project meeting, then they start asking me all the questions. They say, Kariba, can you support this one? Kariba, how do you think we should do this? Then, then I start saying, hey, actually, I'm very important here. Okay, let's go. The obvious question, tell me about yourself. When they say, tell us about yourself, they don't want to hear the best things about you. Never mention anything bad about you. But it is good to be honest and say, when you end, which is going to come, your weaknesses, your strengths. Because sometimes even your weaknesses, you can use them to, uh, 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 to the goodness of the interview. You say, this is a weakness about me. For example, someone saying, my one weakness is I cannot stand when people are late for my meetings. It's a good thing. It's a weakness, but it's good. What do you know about our company? As I said earlier, do a little bit of research. They tend to ask these questions. Who do you want to know? Why do you want to work in South Africa, in Saudi Arabia? You see now South Africa is on my tongue. Why do you want to work in Saudi Arabia? You need to start thinking and say, why do I want to work about in Saudi Arabia? Don't don't start with the money. If you start with the money, they say, no, this one is not going to stay long. No. Start, you know, with about, expanding your knowledge, where you are, you think now you reach the ceiling, you're underutilized, you really want to go out there internationally. And Saudi is one of those places. They are conversant with international standards and a whole lot of cross cultures here. You want to be part of this team, and the peace and this and wada. And you say, you can end up and say, yes, also I have a family, I want to improve their lives. If I go out there, I will take care of my family, because I will tell you something. Saudis, they love families. Saudis, they respect a man who is taking care of their family. Even if me now, sometimes I say my wife has visited me in Saudi. Eh, Even sometimes I'm at work, they say, Kariba, what are you still doing here? Your wife is here. Go and take care of your wife. I'm telling you, because they respect family so much. When I say, hey, no, I miss home. There are times, me, sometimes I'm a sissy boy. I can be a sissy boy sometimes. I just say, I miss my wife. I miss my kids. They say, Kariba, okay, next week, just go visit home, see them, because they care so much about family. Even themselves, you go around the mall, you'll hardly come across a man walking alone, like we do in South Africa, going to Chisanyama. You are alone, your wife and kids are at home. No, here, if they go to Chisanyama, if there's a Chisanyama, the man is with his wife or wives, and the kids are there. No one goes alone. Go to the mall, the wife is there, the kids are there. Very family friendly environment. So when you say, yes, the money will do me good because I can upgrade the lives of my wife and children. Oh, then they say, this is the guy we need. This guy is matured. He takes care of his family. Why are you interested in this position? You need to know where you stand. Why? Already in the cover letter is there. I put it. I already put it. You can take it from there, build on it. What are your strengths and weaknesses? This is what I just mentioned. And here, just be honest. But as I say, your strengths, don't boast. Just calm down. Say, these are my strengths. And the number one strength, especially those who are coming to Saudi, it's all project environment. Saudi, they don't care. I'm gonna say this. Some might not agree with me. I'm talking from my personal experience. Saudi, when coming to projects, they don't care about the money. Don't tell them, I want to save money. No, no one cares about money. Saudi, everything is about time, because they can spend the extra money on this project. They don't care. But because they know they're gonna make the money back. But if they lose time they cannot recover time. Once that time is gone, is gone. If you wasted yesterday, you did not read something, add value to your life, you cannot reverse the time and say, no, let me relive yesterday. So this is what it is all about. Saudi, time is critical. Even in your interview, go dig deeper into the time factor. Projects that I always finish my project within time, some even 20% before the planned timeline, because I want to get things moving. I want to finish my project. Even if one project you overshoot the budget, so what? That money they can always recover, because if, like me now, I'm with the Northern Area Oil Unit, what happens? We construct new oil wells. When we construct the oil wells, normally one oil well, I have to do it within 75 days. This is like when I'm really pushing. And me, sometimes people say I'm strict. I know I'm strict because sometimes if you are not strict, people will play around you, they make you a fool. And then when I do my job, I want to do my job. I tell the guys here, I say, guys, in my team, there's people from all over. I had Americans, I have British, I had Pakistani in India, uh, and other countries. When we start the project, I tell them, guys, number one, I did not fly all the way from South Africa to here to play. I'm here to do my job. I don't want tomorrow my wife or my kids, they hear in the news or some of from other people saying Kariba has been fired or Kariba lost his job. They say, ah, then my daughter or my son will be asking, Papa, why did you lose your job? Then I say, ah, my child, I was not delivering, I was playing, I was lazy. They told me to do ABC. I could not deliver the project on time. No, that will be shame on me. Shame on me. I say, guys, I'm saying this because I came here to do my job, and this company is paying me a lot of money, and I'm not going to let them down. We signed a contract that if I do the project, I'm going to lead them in this manner, and I'm going to finish them worst case scenario on time. If I finish a project on time, is worst case scenario. It means for me, it means I get a 50%. It means for that, it means like if I was in a classroom, I achieved 50% in that exam. If I finish it on time. And me, I'm not a 50% guy. I want 80 and above. So we are going to make sure if they say 75 days, let's say 40, 50 at most, unless if obviously, sometimes, things you cannot control, you need another third party is not available, is off sick. There's a Siemens, for example, Siemens guy, last week he was off sick for 2 weeks. We could not get hold of him, and this and things delay, and no one else can come through. Those are understandable, but under normal circumstance, if you tell me I finish my project on time, I give you 50%. But if you say I finish my project 20% of the time, 20% earlier, okay, then I start giving you good marks. So I'm very strict because, as I said, the other people, if you are just okay, you are Kariba laughing, you will give them tasks to do. You come back, they just work average. Or sometimes you have to tell them 3 times before they do something. So more than 3 occasions, I fired project managers of contractors myself. The last time was in 2022. I fired a project manager. I said to my boss at Saudi Aramco, I say, if you don't fire this guy, I'm resigning with immediate effect. I will put it in my resignation. Make sure before 24 hours, this guy is gone. I don't want him. They move him. Well, they don't. They just told me, okay, Kariba, we fired him. But I know he's working somewhere else. I said, I'm happy he's not working with me because that guy is lazy. I tell them straight, this guy is lazy. I don't want to work with him. And I don't want him to infect me with his COVID laziness. Where do you see yourself? Here, I just say 5 years. It will normally be, where do you see yourself if we are to offer you a job? Where would you see yourself in 12 months, 2 years, 5 years? Do you think you'll still be with us in Saudi? And what would you think would have improved in your life or changed or whatever? You need to start thinking around these things. And even in terms of career, if they say, where do you think see yourself in 5 years? And let's say, for example, you are a project engineer. Don't just start saying, in another 5 years, I think I'll be the engineering manager there in Saudi. No, you will not be an engineering manager in Saudi. I'll tell you why. And me, I support them 100% fully. You cannot leave South Africa and come to Saudi and be in a senior role, and then you want other local Saudis to report to you. No, I don't approve it. And Saudi is doing it right. I love it. When you come to Saudi, senior position is Saudi local. You will not find anyone else. It's a Saudi local unless if maybe it's they want a surgeon or someone, specialty areas. Yeah, they have no choice. But you come to Saudi, or in fact, not Saudi, only Saudi, the Middle East, engineering manager, Saudi, project manager, Saudi, divisional manager, Saudi, CEO, Saudi. 100% I agree. In fact, every country must do this. When I go to Malawi, I should not expect to go to Malawi and become the engineering manager in Malawi unless if I have really proved myself, the results are there, and the company says we have no choice. We want this young man from South Africa to come and become our engineering manager because he's gonna bring us fruits. Yes, then it's accepted. But under normal circumstance, no. If I go to Malawi, even if here I'm on a high level, if I go to Malawi, I must be willing to downgrade to just engineer. There must be local Malawi people that I report to. That's how it must be. So in Saudi and the whole Middle East, this is what it is. When I come here as Kariba, I should know that with all the knowledge and experience I'm bringing to Saudi, number one, I must be a great teacher because as a great teacher, as a teacher, as a teacher, I will be teaching locals how to do the job so that in future they can lead, drive their sales, drive their technology, lead everything. Because this is their territory. They own this oil and gas, they own this gold in Saudi, they own all of this. I'm here to work for them. I cannot expect to come here and decide things for them. Even you go to the police, military, only Saudi. No one from outside. No, they cannot put a South African as a policeman or a no. It must be locals. So these are things that non-negotiable. So when you apply for a job in Saudi, my advice, never apply for project manager. Don't apply those high positions. No, they will not give you that position unless if, as I say, you have really proved yourself out there in the world. Too many people know about you, and the level of the improvement you've made in other companies. You've been giving writing articles, and they know about it. Yes, you'll get it. But if that's not the case, no, apply for normal position. If you are a lab coordinator, apply for lab coordinator. If you are a project engineer, apply for project engineer. If you are an IT, whatever specialist, apply for that. Don't go for manager. You'll waste your time. They will not give you that position. That one I can assure you. So, but the one good thing is, and this is what I tell people, when I was in South Africa, they will want to give you this very high position. Then they give you a title general manager or divisional manager or engineering manager, then they upload all these stresses is on you. Legal stress, labor. When the people are on strike, they say, please support. When there's someone injured, you are the one to carry the load. You are the one to go to with the Department of Labor. You are the one answering. You are overloaded. And then when you look at your salary, you think you are getting a lot of money. They pay you maybe 300,000 rands per month in South Africa, and then the tax man is taking 45%. So almost 140,000 rands is going to tax man, and then you must pay for your medical aid and other things. And then you come to Saudi, they say your job, you are just a project engineer. Simple title, simple basic title, project engineer. And then they say your starting salary, 200,000 take home salary per month starting. You don't pay for car, you don't pay for phone, you don't pay. Food is free, laundry is free. The only thing left is just for someone to chuck you into the shower and start showering you and bathing you. That's the only thing that is left. Everything else is taken care of. So why bother to become a general manager or engineering manager in South Africa? Then you are carrying all this load, but the money is not really there. They just give you this. They know tax man will take half. Here, zero. Which one do you choose? When they ask you about salary expectations, a lot of people have been asking me this question. My advice is here, money galore. They just want to see your thinking capacity, what type of person you are. You just be honest to say, currently, This is my salary, what I'm getting. I will be I will be comfortable with an extra, just say extra 30%, anything between 30% and 50% because of the relocation and being away from family and wara, everything that comes with it. They will always give you even minimum 4 to 5 times what you are getting. That one I can assure you. Technical and job specific questions. I hope I did not jump a slide. This, I was just talking in general. Employers will assess your professional knowledge and expertise. What experience do you have in this industry? You came to the interview, they want to have an idea what experience do you have in this industry. Even though you have it laid out in your CV, they still want you to tell them. Because what happens, you might have brought a CV to me, and then I shine your CV, but the next step, you need to familiarize yourself with what your CV content. Because somebody, they did not even do this activity. That's not what I'm doing, but you might have found somebody else just to write a CV for you. But then you find it's all lies. You don't even know all of that stuff. So when you go to the interview, they want to hear it from you. Can you give an example of a project you successfully managed? Basic questions, but you need to start now. That's why I'm going to share this presentation with you. You're going to go through each and every question and answer it, write it down, and then record yourself. Take your phone, put it there, record yourself, and pretend like now you are at an interview, you are responding. And then after that, watch the clip in your own space. I can tell you, it will improve how you respond to not only interviews, even in your everyday life, how you handle yourself, how you communicate effectively. How do you handle work under pressure? This is a common question from all walks of life. It always comes with every interview. But this time, as I say, take a phone, record this yourself responding to this question, and then watch it. See your facial expression, your hand gestures, everything. And you decide, are you happy to see the way you respond or you want to improve? What skills do you bring that make you a good fit for this role? And those who have done the CV review with us, this is already laid out in your cover letter. So the first thing that you need to familiarize yourself with is the cover letter. It's addressing this. From the cover letter, this is also in your executive summary. Make sure you know it like the back of your hand, inside out. Because if your CV is just the way maybe I came up with the wording and the way I structure it, then you say, wow, so this is me. But when you read everything, I did not lie. It's exactly what you're doing. It's just the way I put it. I just remove the rusty part of it. It's like, I found a pot by the beachfront. It's been there for 30 years. It's rusty. I took the pot, it's a steel pot, and then I started cleaning it. And then, oh, then I see some shininess coming. So I remove all the dead bugs, all the corrosive elements, and then it starts shining. That was your CV. When you brought it to us, it was rusty. So we just cleaned it. How do you stay updated with industry trends? This one is lately one of the most crucial questions. Why? Because if you stay abreast of industry trends, it means continuous improvement. It means you are growing. Every day you are learning something new because you cannot stay abreast of industry trends if you are not learning. Even me, I'm learning every day, not only in engineering, I'm learning so much. Even now, sometimes I love putting pressure on myself. I just said, I'm going to do a presentation on Saudi interviews. And then I say next week, Thursday. Why I do this? It puts pressure on me to say I must deliver. because if I don't do this, I'm not going to learn. But then I went on a hunt for information. And then I had to dig into my brain and said, my experience and everything. And that forced me to grow, to learn. Even when I put this presentation together, I learned so much about not only my industry, but even better about myself. Tell us about a time you solved a major problem at work. Then for me, when I plugged this, then I started thinking, what major problem did I solve at work and what happened? And I was laughing at myself because I sit in the bath. Then I started thinking about questions like this. Then it made me think of the one time I even had to shout at one guy because he was not delivering. The one I said, I'm going to fire you, and I end up firing him. And the problem was solved at the end of the day. The client was happy. But I start laughing. I say, am I really that ruthless sometimes? Or is it just me being strict? Because one of my daughters loves saying, hey, Papa, you are very strict. I say, I'm like my mother, your grandmother. She was like this. But because we don't like snaking, we want things to go straight, especially with this KaribaWorld program, because people are paying. It doesn't matter they are paying $1, $2, $10. I cannot take people's money and not deliver. So in my team, we must be top notch. We must be on top of our game because it's very unfair for someone working 8 hours a day or 10 hours a day. They invest their $5 here on a product and we don't deliver. It's very unfair. We must do it right, or else we must refund. So, oh, how many minutes left? Okay, no problem. I'm rushing now. Guys, if at any point in time, this Zoom, because I think it's scheduled for 2 hours, if it kicks us out, uh, we can use the same what's this, the same link, no problem. I'm gonna rush through so that now we're almost there. Cultural and adaptability questions. Since Saudi Arabia has a unique work culture, work culture, employers may ask about, have you worked in the Middle East before? If you have not worked before, it's not a problem, but do your research. You want to have at least some background information about working in the Middle East, the cultures and work environments. What do you know about Saudi business etiquette? Also, just you can learn all of this online. I will not give answers. I have all the answers here. I cannot because already you can hear that we have a few minutes left. It's going to cut us off. But those interested, we can just jump in using the same link. Are you comfortable working in diverse multicultural teams? Standard questions. Also, later on, those still interested, I might drill deep into this. What challenges do you foresee working in Saudi? Be honest. Challenge number one, being far away from family and friends, adapting to a new environment, the weather, the heat, winter is cold, sometimes rainy. So be honest. Behavioral and situational questions, the STAR method, situation, task, action, results. This is Saudi style. Describe a time when you had a conflict with a colleague. How did you handle it? Practice. Tell me about a time you had to meet a tight deadline. Practice. Give an example of a situation where you had to show leadership. May, this is not only for project management. You can be in whatever workspace you are. There's always challenges, conflict with a colleague. You have a deadline to meet. Even if you are an administrator, your boss says, I want all these copies printed or this presentations typed out, everything by today. How did you handle it? What did you do? You can say, I have other colleagues working with, I'm delegating tasks, I'm also training, and I'm also doing this. Have you ever worked under a strict hierarchical system? How did you handle it? If so, where it's like a pyramid scheme, you have the big boss top there and you're reporting this structure. How did you navigate such environment? Saudi labor laws and work authorization. You need to know as an expatriate. Do you have a valid work visa or IQAMA residence permit? This is for those who have already worked in Saudi. For you coming, no problem. They might ask this, but not because if you say no, you are not going to get the job. No. If you already have a income or residence permit, it just makes the process easier for medicals and all of this. If not, no problem. It's just for them to know. Are you aware of Saudi labor laws? If you don't know, it's not a problem. But if you have some background information, after this session, you guys from tomorrow say, let me go start finding out. You can take all of this and start writing next to it and say, this is the information I've gathered. Hours, holidays, contracts, find out about. This is very critical. Are you married? Do you have kids? Very important. Will you be willing to relocate with your family or you want to relocate alone? Also, it gives them an idea if you are someone who wants to be in Saudi for the long haul or short while or whatever it may be. Final questions and closing discussions. They will often give candidates the chance to ask your own questions. Do you have any questions for us? Always just have maybe 2 or 3 questions, like top-notch questions. I don't want to give you those, what to ask, but it's always good just to have, don't just say after the interview, no, I have nothing to ask. It's not a bad thing, but it is always good when someone shows that I'm inquisitive, I'm active. Uh, 2, 3, at most 3. Don't ask more than 3. Then it becomes too much. It's like now you are changing, you are the one interviewing them. Just 2 or 3 smart questions, short, keep them short. Ask them about Saudi or the company. When can you start? Ask them. Me, when I was there at the interview, then after I said, okay, guys, now tell me, when can I start working there in Saudi? When do you want me to come through? Tell me, gentlemen, I'm ready. They laughed at me because they just loved the confidence and the aura in the room, the laughter, the happiness. And at that time, when we started, I was even having my sandwich so they could see this guy is so free. We need someone like I said, when will I start working? Time is money, tell me. Even when I left, they were already talking Shanana and time is money. Then I know I got this job. They gave me my offer. I said, guys, this offer I can take, but I feel that I'm going to bring so much value. And then I added other numbers to the basic salary. They said, so you'll be happy with this? The guy just said, don't worry, consider it done. He gave to the HR, said, revise Kariba's offer. Day one interview. Do we have any other job offers you are considering? They just want to check if you are really on the market. For me, it was all about, I always have offers. I'm always headhunted, but it's all about discipline. They said, okay, we are going to make you the offer. I spoke earlier about the vision board. Guys, this is just something extra to say, I would like each and every one of us to have vision boards. You know, vision boards, they guide you, they give you oomph. For me, even my other, sometimes you can have a 1 week vision board, sometimes 1 year, sometimes 2 years. My 1 week vision board was that today, today, at this time or this evening, I must be delivering a clean presentation on how to ace a Saudi interview. And here I'm doing it. So I'm going to now pick it off my vision board. My other one was this year, 2025, I want to be in this Ferrari thingy that you see here, holding a cup as a winner. I aced it. Okay, I did not race. I just took a picture, but I've got it here. So I was just giving you an example. Someone might say, by this year, I want to go to Thailand for a holiday with my wife or my husband. Put it there, put pictures, but you must have specific goals, measurable goals, achievable goals, relevant goals, time bound, very important, time bound. Don't just put a goal because it might not happen in this lifetime, in your next lifetime. So put a time. So like you say, I'm gonna do my PMP exam, professional management, uh, uh, project management professional certificate, but my target is the latest November 2025. If you don't do this, you don't put pressure on yourself, you will not do it. This is why we say the vision board is a smart board. Thank you. And I just put this here because my daughter said I must put this. She said she loves this because this is Saudi preparing for Saudi interview. And it's like for me, I'm already there. This they gave me for my 10-year service. So it's good. Thank you, guys. This is KaribaWorld Program Contacts. And thank you for your time. I will share this, as I said, open floor questions. I don't know how long this is going to take. It might cut us off, but at least the presentation is done. Thanks for your time. Any questions? And I will not stop it here. If any of you, again, after this, 2 days later, you have questions or whatever on some of the points, I'm available. Dr. Singh, your hand is up.
Just a good suggestion. People should research the Saudi 2030 vision as well, just for
Oh, yes,
information.
100%. I love it. You are absolutely correct. They should research that one because there's so much coming with this 2030 vision. And now there's also a 20, I think it's 2033 or 2034 vision that also came up, Saudi, with the soccer stadiums, because the World Cup coming here and all of that. I think 2034, I think so. But it's with regards to the World Cup and how the whole tourism industry in Saudi, they want to have it changed. And this is affecting, already started the visa status, and they're going to make them very less strict. Already now there's tourist visas. We did not have tourist visas in Saudi. Now we have tourist visas. Even uh, now, myself and you who are expatriates, I can go now to a Saudi bank, my Saudi bank, and buy a property in Saudi. From last year already, now I can buy a property in Saudi. I can open a business in Saudi now. So things are changing. So this is all Vision 2034, but a whole lot is happening. Thank you for that, brother. I completely forgot about this. Is very important. Next, guys.
Can I just add one more? Like you were
Yes,
talking about the visa and the letter of invite. I waited three
yes,
months to get my letter of invite.
exactly. When coming to Saudi, you were coming to Saudi.
Yeah, correct. I was going to Jazan. I had to wait 3 months for
Yes,
the letter of
exactly.
invite.
Yes, and if you are not patient, you will say, "No, I'm not gonna do this anymore." But also, when you come and work here, you have to practice patience. Oh, patience is very important. Patience. If
And
you are not patient, you'll have challenges. You will not last.
and, and a lot of respect.
Yeah, respect, number one. Yeah, that's why I was talking too much about respect. Don't go into the meeting walking bossy. Don't go holding people's hands tight, like in the Western country. They say shake tight and look in the eye like you're playing rugby. No, it doesn't work like here. People are very soft. Let's greet with each other with softness, with respect. Thank you for that, bro. Next question. Yeah, if oh, Mr. Langa, I see Mr. Langa.
Kariba, hello.
Yes, brother.
Yes, my question would be like, for example, since Saudi Aramco is coming to Cape Town,
Yes.
so in terms of the interviews, are they
Yeah.
supposed to select you so that, for example, I'm at Johannesburg.
Yeah.
So if I decide to go to Cape Town, should be in the list of the interviewees?
I will tell.
How is gonna work out?
Okay. Let's do this. For you now, did anyone contact you?
No, not yet.
Yes. This is what happens. Uh, some of the guys, they were never even invited. it was just something said somewhere on LinkedIn or just an email saying, if you are an engineer with so many years of experience, come attend the interview. Why? Because this is how things are done mostly in Saudi. It's not everything is formal. It's the Saudi, they care about action. You need to move. We must move. We don't care about too much preparation, this, that, no. You go there to the interview. When you get there, if you know the place, you know the address, you have your CV, have also a hard copy, and obviously you have it on your phone. If you did not receive any, this is what I will do. If not received any invite, because even some of the guys, they never received any invite. They went for the interview today, they are working here. Marjan project gas plant, the biggest gas plant in the world. These guys from ESCOM, they were never invited to the interview. They just heard from people. They attended the interview in Johannesburg. When they got there, they say, here's my CV. They went there very early in the morning, 7 o'clock or so. They attended the interview. Today, they are working here. They're earning a lot of money. The one guy, I was very happy congratulating him. He already worked 1 year here. He just bought a farm in what's that place? In Venda. He said, I just bought a farm, 1.7 million cash last week. I came back from home. I said, this is what a man does. I say, you see? Portia, your hand is up. Okay, so Mr. Langa, if I
Yes,
am
yes,
okay,
yes, yes.
Portia, sorry, just 1 second. Mr. Langa, if I was in your shoes, as long as I know the interview, the place, the location, the date, the time, I will take that risk, take my CV, go there. I will not wait for people to invite me, because there might be that you stay behind, but forever, the whole 1 year, you keep on saying, should I have gone there? Should I have not? And wara. Maybe you go there, they say, oh, your CV, come, enter. Because that's what happens. Portia, next.
Okay. Thanks, Kariba. I think
Yebo.
my question is just a follow-up on what the Langa is asking.
Yes.
Because a whole lot of us, like I know with me, my CV was taken by one of the agencies, and I submitted. They requested a whole lot of documents, which I also submitted, but then they
Oh,
went.
yes.
So I'm asking myself whether there is a second shortlisting with regards to these positions, because I get almost you apply for specific position. So
Yes,
she
yes, yes,
put
yes.
my CV against that position. Yeah. So I'm asking myself, and then she just asked whether I'll
Yeah.
be able to come to Cape. And then I said yes. So yeah.
Uh,
So
yes.
is there a second shortlisting that will be happening? Yeah, I think I'm a little bit confused.
Okay. Welcome to the world of Middle East. That's what happens here. Nothing is straightforward. At times, the people, you have to think for them. You have to think for them at times. This is how I'm going to answer your question. And I hope maybe, because sometimes when I give an example, it might be a better way to answer you. This is what happens. I registered KaribaWorld last year in South Africa. When I apply online South Africa, the same day I have all registrations, tax, everything. Even banks start calling me. I open bank account. South Africa, the system works top notch. Then I want to do the same exercise in Dubai, because I want KaribaWorld to also have local footprint in Dubai, because this is us going to the world. Then you come here, you register everything. Then they say, where's the document? They rush you. They want this, they want this, they want this. And then all of a sudden, quiet. Oh, 2 days. And these people said I must book a flight to Dubai,